Welcome, I'm Darren, and I'll be your guide today as I look at Topps debut football card sets of 2001 and 2002. In the new millennium, there was a big fascination with rookie card sets, really getting into more and more rookie cards. And there were a lot of sets that were they were themed around rookies to the point where the whole branding was about rookies. So for Topps, they decided to try it out with Topps debut. And this was kind of a new concept for football, because in the 90s, rookies was obviously dominant in football, but it wasn't dominant in the same way that prospects was in baseball. In baseball, there was more of a fascination with all of these upcoming players that never really quite caught on in football. So every once in a while, football would have 50 or more rookies in a set, but that was kind of unusual. And the idea of having an entire set that was actually named around rookies, that just wasn't, other than rookies and stars, you really didn't have that going on. So for football, this was a very new concept that was going to be a common reoccurrence throughout the new millennium. The whole concept of Topps debut was the idea of this is an early release looking at players that are coming out of college, and we're going to be seeing them in the NFL. That's really all it was. But the set was not all about rookies. In fact, it's a 175 card set where 100 of the cards are veterans and only 75 are rookies. Still a very large number of cards for rookies, but they also weren't associated with teams necessarily at this point. It was basically just a bunch of college players, college stars that collectors could be getting pretty early on for early in the season of collecting. So, like I said, the card set started off with veterans, and the veteran cards they're pretty basic. It's a full bleed card with corners on opposite sides with hollow foil of the two team colors. Then they have silver foil, including the team logo. And then on the card back, very, very basic card back with almost a waxy feel. It's a pretty unusual feel for a card. And that was what they did for the main cards. Now, I need to note, this is not a card set that was done with either parallels or with inserts. All of the cards in this card set that you cared about were the rookie cards. That was the whole concept. And so that means as we go into the rookies, each one of these cards is the only way that the cards come. And the rookies in the card set are done the same way as the veteran cards, except instead of having hollow foil, they have a red foil on either corner. Almost a satin-like look, which looks really nice, especially with the silver foil detailing on it. And all of the rookie cards are serial numbered out of $14.99, at least for the very basic cards. But most of the cards in the set are, well, I shouldn't say most of the cards, but the cards that people really cared about were not these basic levels, but the very first rookie cards that came up in the set were all autographed. Now, these are not the first picks in the draft. These are the big stars in college, whether they got picked first or not. And these cards all 10 of these cards are individually autographed where it's designed into the card. So instead of having stickers stuck on, we were prior to that. So these were cards that were designed for the autograph where the card fades down into a white area at the bottom for the autograph to arrive, which makes these cards look wonderful. And each one of the autographs is individually serial numbered on the back out of $4.99. Again with gold foil, just like the regular rookies. But most of the rookies that you're going to see that are of note are jersey swatch rookies. And in this case, it's all jerseys from the Senior Bowl. So these are not from the various teams. This is just Senior Bowl jerseys. And most of the jerseys are pretty benign. It's just either red or white. But every once in a while, very rarely, you'll find a card that has a really cool jersey swatch in it, but those are very uncommon, and those particular cards are not specialized in any way, so it's not like a patch variation. It's just you happen to be lucky to get them, as you can imagine. And every one of these jersey swatches is a little bit thicker because of the jersey swatch, and on the back, these are all serial numbered out of $9.99. The serial number is not done with the gold foil, it's done with a regular print. So that is the difference for those cards. But there are 3 cards, a total of 3 cards that are different from all of this because they all have gold foil instead of silver foil. Again, there are no parallels. There's nothing special about these cards. They just happen to have gold foil on the cards for whatever reason. And it's a shame because you look at these cards and you wish that all the rest of the cards had the gold foil because the gold foil looks gorgeous. But okay, I said there's nothing different about these cards, but in the case of Alex Lincoln, the jersey swatch, on the back, his card, also numbered out of 999, it's not with a print though, it's with red foil printing for the serial numbering. Why just this one card? I don't know. But this is the one card that comes out this way. So they're fun little additions in the card set that just kind of pop up. But at any rate, that was 2001. And the 2001 debut set was just, it was all about getting these cards out there, whether people cared or not. And they probably didn't care too much because in 2002, Topps tried it again, but they very much changed the model of the card set. Now they had parallels and they had inserts. And the main cards in the set are mostly veterans, not like just over half, but to the tune of there are 200 cards in the set, 150 of them are veterans. Only 50 of them are rookies. So now the set is becoming more like a regular card set, except it's still themed very much around rookies, mainly in the inserts, as we'll see. So the main veteran cards are designed with a 2-part card where down at the bottom you have a copper print, a kind of a metallic effect on it. And then inside of that you have the gold foil, so they're using gold foil on these cards. And then the upper portion is a white card with a football-shaped kind of void where you fade into the background behind the player. And then you have copper print with the same speckliness for some details of a football design, so it's kind of ghosted in there for cards that actually look really nice. I mean, okay, not on the card back. The card back is, once again, not all that great. But on the card front, these actually are really nice cards. And like I said, they have parallels, so the entire card set comes with a red parallel where the gold foil's replaced with red parallel, and for the veterans, the bronze print is replaced by silver print. And on the back, these are all serial numbered out of 199. So then when you get into the rookies, once again, the first couple of rookies, in this case a lot fewer, are all autographed. The rookie cards have a platinum blue effect instead of the silver or the bronze. So in this case, they're all designed with the blue. And once again, you have the gold foil here with the rookies. They have the autograph emblem on it in gold foil. But these cards are not designed for the autographs. They're just printed with the autograph logo on it because unlike the previous year where they actually designed it for the autograph, here they just let the players autograph wherever. So when you look at this Kelly Campbell card, it looks like that whole strip on the side is intended for the rookies. Now that's just where he happened to sign it. That strip is actually where the team name is, whether it's the Bears or whether it's Georgia Tech or whatever team a player happens to play for. So in his case, he signed it here, but now you can see with Andre Davis that the logo or the autograph can appear anywhere on the card. And again, with Andre Davis, you can see that the red foil or the red parallel is also done for these cards. The red parallel is numbered out of 199, but the regular cards are numbered out of 1499 for the rookie autographs. And you'll also notice with these cards that they had to airbrush out all of the logos because I guess because they had so few rookies in the set, they didn't bother to get the licensing for the teams. So they do come out. I got to say that for airbrushed logos, these cards actually look unusually good. So that is a nice perk about these. So then after the autographs, they have a couple of jersey swatches, not very many, unlike the previous year where they had a ton. In 2002, they're just a small handful. And the cards once again have the platinum blue. Now they have silver foil on these cards. And these cards are not thicker. They do, however, have a highly lacquered surface, which might have been done to help with the rigidity of the cards. Because since the card isn't thicker, The jersey swatch doesn't sit into the card. Instead, they have a laminate, and the laminate has the whole back of the swatch and then right around the edges of the front of the swatch, and it's very gently laced into the card. But in doing so, there are actual gaps around the outside of the jersey swatch, which almost makes it seem kind of cheap. Very strange, very unusual. It's a card that looks almost like it's damaged, but it's not. This is the way that the cards are manufactured. And these cards are numbered out of $14.99. And again, they have the red parallels. But most of the rookies in the set are, obviously they have the blue, they again have the silver, and in the case of the main rookies in the set, they actually are not serial numbered. So they are very common cards to come by, again with the red parallel out of $199. And that's the set. So the set is very, very basic. It's a regular set, and then it's also parallel. They have the veterans, and then they have a handful of autographs, handful of jersey swatches, and then a whole bunch of rookies. But this card set was built very much around inserts. And so for the inserts, they had college themes for all of them. The first insert set is called Collegiate Classics. And this looks at players who had been stars in college. Because not always do the stars in college make it in the NFL, so the stars in the NFL aren't necessarily the stars in college. And this is looking at players who are really impressive in college, who are now in the pros, although the logos or the images are for their college career. And these cards they all have a holofoil over the entire surface of them. Then they have another set called Dynamic Debuts. And Dynamic Debuts is now looking at the other side of the draft for players who had really good rookie seasons. Again, these cards are holofoil, but in this case, we have the players in their NFL uniforms. So for me at least, big plus. And then the last two inserts are jersey swatches. The All-Star Material card is a horizontally laid out card. They again have the diamonds or squares of jerseys that once again are laminated into the card, so they're not all that impressive. You have one square on one side, and then the opposite you have the NFL logo. And yeah, not much more to say about this, but they do have a parallel, which is a gold parallel, where they have the print at the bottom of the card is done with a gold hue to it. But on the card back, these are all individually serial numbered out of 25, but they're handwritten. So these cards do look like they're like replacement cards. Nope, this is just the way that the cards came when they had the gold parallel. And then the last insert set they had was Head of the Class, which again is a materials card, again horizontal. In this case, we're looking at pros who were drafted together in the same year. It's not a big set, and there are a couple of years that have more than one card. So 1995 has more than one card, 1996 has more than one card, and basically you have two pros from that draft. So in this case, we have Warren Sapp and Terrell Davis. They each have a jersey swatch, which is an NFL jersey swatch, done the same way as the All-Star Material cards. But in this case, these cards are all individually serial numbered out of $3.99. But they also have the gold parallel. So on the front, they have the gold hue at the bottom. And on the back, these are all individually serial numbered out of 25, but again with the handwritten numbers. And that was Topps debut. So Topps debut was a 2-year attempt that just didn't spawn a third year, which is, I'm fine with that personally. But we would see a lot more card sets pop up that are trying to really market themselves around rookies. This was an attempt that gave some idea of what you could get away with, at least early in the first decade. And it's kind of interesting to see the ideas they were playing around with as the new millennium was unfolding, and they were trying to figure out what are cards now. In this case, well, maybe not so much this. So that brings this to a close. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I urge you to do so. If you haven't seen a lot of my videos, definitely check them out. I do a whole bunch of videos of different sets, so definitely check those out. And yeah, thank you very much for watching.